You know what? I did all of that. Well, well.
You know, live.
All right, let's try it again, Herman. Let's go. Go for it. Go. Go.
And we are live Sunday night with those guys, and Sunday night with those guys is sponsored by
those guys. I'd like to seriously apologize, guys. I'd like to apologize. First, hello, Stefan. What's up? I apologize severely. What happened was it said go live, and I counted down to start the stream at 59 or 5 o'clock exactly, and I never hit the go live button. I gave Herman a cue to start, and we started talking and having our conversation and everything. We apologize. It was my fault. El Smeghead says, "Who's that gorgeous man at the bottom there?" Fly Guy Merrill, how are you? Big Matt. JSK, how's everyone?
What's up, Big Matt?
On my screen, Herman is here to my
It's
right.
The same on YouTube.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes they scramble the boxes. But anyway, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Sunday Nights with those guys. I apologize. Something I don't usually do. I forget to click the go live button, and shit happens, But anyway, it's 5 p.m. Eastern, 5:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in New York on Sunday, and where Steven is, it's actually 4:03 a.m. in the morning, Monday morning. And where are you at? In what country?
I'm in Indonesia. I'm in the city of Jakarta, and I'm in quarantine at the moment. I'm on my first day of quarantine. Okay. I've got 5 days quarantine, so I'll be here in the room. Cannot leave. 3 meals a day coming, and I just have to sit it out.
But so, quick question. Yeah. Does this mean if you plan on being there, say you have an appointment to do a job in Indonesia on November 5th, because you have to be there to do that job on the 5th, does that mean you would have to be there
6 days earlier?
Quarantine?
Yep.
Who covers? That's none of my business, but I hope you get paid for this shit.
No, it's well, actually, it was originally supposed to be 7 days quarantine, but they changed the rules last week. But we had already booked our flights, we had already booked a hotel, but we will be in quarantine for 5 days, which means we have got 2 or 3 days to spend in Jakarta, to just kind of chill out, go and have some fun.
Okay.
Before we fly,
that's good.
Because we're flying to Jakarta, so we're actually going to the other side of Indonesia. We're going to the other side, which is way above Australia. So it's the island of Papua, right next to Papua New Guinea. So we're going there, which we go there on Saturday. So.
Okay, well, I hope you have plenty of things to do. We do know that you're on here tonight, and you'll also be on Wednesday nights with those guys because you'll still be in quarantine. So,
Yo, Matty, what's up?
Keep in mind, it is 4-something in the morning.
Hey, Kelly, El Schmeghead.
You're making a lot of noise, Stephen. But let me just say what's up to everybody.
Yeah, but as he was saying before, they're in quarantine too, so they can't come and complain.
This is true. But Ray Kelly, what's up? Johnny Drone Flyer, El Smeghead, Aviano, Rob C, Maddie's Drone World, Drone Views. Who else is here? Third Eye View. Big Matt.
You got Fly Guy Merrill. You got him.
Fly Guy Merrill. I was scrolling up, and
you got
Bill was here earlier. Okay, what's up, everybody, and thanks for coming. Well, it's another Sunday where we have. I appreciate you coming on, Stephen, because you coming on. Hey, show. You coming on will kind of keep Herman under control a little, because you won't single me out as much.
I can't control him. He's a man all to himself, like you.
Well, I try to. I really do. El Smeghead says, I spent my quarantine doing daily food vlogs from the hotel room. Save me from going crazy. That's it, Steven. That plate that you posted, was that food
Daily
any good?
food,
It
food
looked
log.
good.
Yeah,
What's
it
up,
was.
show?
It's
There's
actually
Kate. Big Nut.
the local food here is amazing. I've actually been to Indonesia 7 8
Oh, so
times.
you're used to you've tasted the cuisine there before.
I've tasted the cuisine and it's amazing. So when you get here, they ask you if you want to have Western food or you want to have local food. And of course,
Right.
I've had local food, so I said I want to have local food. So
Right.
we get 3 meals a day. We get our breakfast, we get our lunch, and we get our dinner. And I can choose if I want to have Western or local. But again, because the food is so good here, I have to have local. And it's really, really nice, really nice.
Quick question: can you drink the water?
When I arrived here, you can't drink the water, but when I arrived here, there were literally like 20 bottles of this in my room.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
So, I mean, I have them.
I'm just wondering because they say when you go places, Smeghead says always go local. It trains your bowels.
It does. I always go local because you always have to respect, again for your bills, but you always have to respect the local food. I've been all over the world and I've tried it. I've eaten everything, and I don't have a bad stomach, so I'm fine so far.
Okay, well,
perfect. Yeah, El Schmeghead is crazy.
I know. How's it going? What's up with you, Herman? What you doing?
I mean,
other than the football thing going on, you guys are making it to the championship for a three-peat this year, or what?
Well, we still got a little bit left to go. We got
how many more games you got? I was at the last game, Steven. I was actually an end zone cameraman. I don't know what happened to the footage, but it wasn't posted. I don't know, something about the last half of the game. My camera was off and I was up there recording dum 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 dum, but I did my part. But hey, Lena Music, how are you? Welcome to the stream. No joke, my wife spent quarantine in a hotel suite as big as our home. Wow, nice hotel. Now, do you get the option of hotels, or they put you in a
huge hotel room?
We could have had options, but the customer booked the hotel for us, so we didn't really have a choice. I mean, the hotel's fine. It's no hotel, so it's not so bad. It's comfortable, but it could be better, but it could be worse. I'm a half full, half empty glass kind of guy. So you can always look on the positive, you can always look on the negative. But at the end of the day, we have good food. I have good network, so.
Okay, right. Internet. As long as you're connected with the world, that makes it a lot easier.
And I have to wear this. This is my band that tells me that I'm in quarantine. I have to keep this on for the entire time. I feel like
or you get tased.
Like you're in the hospital.
Yeah.
Or they tase you as soon as you stick your head out the door. A blow dart, right in the air. As soon as you look this way, right in the forehead.
Yeah, but if he doesn't have the blue wristband on, he won't know.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I can take it off, but I have to have it on when I leave. So, I mean, they'll know because I don't look local, so they'll know if I go out.
I know.
Yeah.
Just follow the guy coughing walking down the block.
That's true.
I'll tell you.
Herman, I really enjoyed your video that you posted last week.
Oh, thank you.
That was really good. It was a really good video. I really enjoyed it.
The one where Lawrence got scared inside the building?
Yeah, I can't imagine why someone that big can get so scared so easily.
Dude, listen. Hey, Steven, all I can say is when the bear is running, you just have to run faster than the person with you.
True. That's very, very true. Very.
That's all that matters. That's all that matters. But that was my little cameo in his video. We're probably, we got a lot of good positive output from it, so we'll probably do some more like that. And plus, it was fun doing it.
Yeah, but this is what I like about those kind of videos, and I try to do this myself and my own videos, and that's why I really liked it. Is that, you know, when you're making videos, you can do a story. You know, it's quite, you know, if you can make a story even out of the most basic or small amount of footage that you have, if you can build a story, it keeps the audience engaged. And storytelling is something which we know because we've had this since we were so small, because we got read stories. Right. When you get, when you get your footage and you build it up, if you make a story, if you can create a story, and that's what you done with that video, you actually made a story, and that was really good. That was really good.
Well, and I have to. We had fun playing around that day. We were there. We were there for a long time. You know, we were there for a long time, and then a lot of the other guys went on to another location to go fly. We stayed there and just playing around and
Ken Dono and everybody, Eddie Nunez, Ken Dono, Tom, all of them decided to go to a building, office building area to fly through the air, fly to buildings there. And we stayed. Because Herman was like, look, we got to shoot this, we got to shoot that. In fact, while everybody was flying around, we walked off. Like we had our own camera crew.
So my question to you, Herman, is did you have a plan about what you wanted to shoot before you shot it? So did you have a plan before you were there, or did you plan it when you got there? What was your process there?
My plan was to do just like I do, is to get some of the shots of guys at the meetup on my intro, my outro. And what I wanted to do when I spoke to Lawrence about it was, I said, let's try to add, something else to it, like where we were go inside the building and see what's inside the building. And honestly, depending on whichever side of the building you go in, it's a little different, but it's a little creepy here and there. But that's another story. But we just wanted to get that, and then I said, let's get some B-roll of
some B-roll,
past the camera, going in there, going into the building. So
and he set up the camera, the tripod.
So I said, Lars, you know what would be good for that? Let's mix the FPV footage with, the camera drone footage. Let's put it together and put that video. So I said, send me your footage that you had for the day, and let me put some of it together with some of my footage of the building. And then I'll somehow incorporate the story of us going into the building into it. And that's what I sat here and I just put it together in my pad over there, and
he had a ton of footage
and put it together on the.
It's always good to get as much footage as you can, but I think that what you done was really, really good. I think that you can tell that this was different.
There was effort put into it.
Your other videos have been great. This video, you could tell that there was a story, and that was more engaging. That was way more engaging, and I really enjoyed it. And please keep that up. Do more of that.
The Fly Guy Merrill says the same thing. He says, I like the mix of camera and FPV in the video. And I have to tell you this, Stephen. You know how a karate teacher teaches a student all of the moves, and they're proud to see their student advance? That's how I felt with Herman, because when I first met him 5 years ago, 5 years ago, he didn't know how to edit. And I said, you hang out with me and I'll show you how to edit. And it felt like Herman went from the little grasshopper in the hand. He turned into this Martin Scorsese monster with that video, man.
Yeah.
So
I can totally relate to that.
So Lawrence, like in the terms of what you were talking with the kung fu and teaching the student, so I could whoop your ass now.
Well, see now what's funny is the teacher never shows everything. because he may need it to beat the student's ass
I
with.
don't want to wait till you get too old.
Guys, I have an idea for you. I
What's
actually have
that?
an right. Okay,
What's that?
I have a challenge for you, and you can take this up if you want. The next time you both go out, okay, and you both take footage, both of you share all the footage that you have, right? You share all the footage, and you both have to create a video on all that footage, and then we can compare
That's interesting.
to see how you actually, how different you are in terms of, you know, Lawrence, you have been showing Herman what to do. Herman has obviously learned, got
But
his own.
we stopped this years ago. He's been on his own for a few years now.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
showed him a few years back.
Yeah, but you know,
I-
we see you two. I mean, I'm sure the audience will actually agree with me on this. We see you two like this. You two are like this. That's how we see you. Okay, and if I'm
Right.
wrong, so people can say. So it would be really nice to see how this would work in terms of how you process within the storytelling and editing with the same material. That would be fun. I would like that. I would like to.
That sounds like something that I would like to take on. That would be challenging because it was a well thought out video, and it takes me literally just to find the music for a video. It takes me hours, if not sometimes a day, just to find music to go with the footage. So to take a compilation of footage like that would probably take me a week, because you have to find that sound, you have to find the mood. Because if you notice when we were talking low, if you heard the music in the background, if you've ever seen the Eddie Murphy movie Dolomite, that's where that track was from. Because when he played it, I had not seen the movie in years. And when Herman played the video, I watched it at his house before he launched it. I said, that's fucking Dolomite in my head. And I said, Herman went Dolomite on me. And he said, yeah, that's it. I was like, wow.
But it's really bizarre how each and everyone's process about how they tell a story is different. Because you were saying that it takes you a long time to find the music. Do you know that when I shoot when I shoot a video, I have the music long before I shoot the video.
Okay.
So I can actually storyboard what I'm doing in my head before I do it, and I have the music, and I actually have the mood, and then when I edit, I have the music already there, and then I edit.
Only sometimes when I have certain footage, I'll say, hey, there's a track I have in a computer that would go with it. Sometimes, but most of the time, unfortunately, as of late, it's taken me well over 2 hours, 3 hours to find music to go with the footage. And what do you do, Herman? You get the music first also, or you take the footage and look at it?
See, to me, the place dictates what I'm going to shoot.
True.
And then what I'm going to use in the video. And then when I decide what I would like to use in the video, I start looking at what do I have, and then I look for music that sets like a certain mood,
Yeah.
a feeling.
Well, I'm gonna
take the last video. Take the last video, for instance. When I chose to use that type of track, like the Dolomite type of thing, when we were talking about going inside the building, that was to be funny.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like that whole comedy type of, you know, we didn't have the kung fu and all of that like in Dolomite movies, but you know, maybe next. I don't know.
I'm not sure if you've seen the video where I have the wind turbine, where I'm filming the wind turbine, the big one. I think it was in July. That's a video that I had music first, and I actually based the edit on the music. And when I knew what I wanted, and I knew what I wanted it to be like, and I got exactly what I wanted. And that's still That's one of the best videos that I think I've ever done, purely from story and music point of view, because it was which I seen long before, and it was, you know, it was
I got you.
and I had the music, and when I had the edit, when I had that end shot, when I came out, when I had the wind turbine, and the edit it used that, it was like, yeah, and I achieved it, and I'm still really proud of that. I'm still that is my best edit I've ever done, I think. But that's from a purely artistic point of view. That you know, but that's just how we all work differently. You know.
Well, I understand that because when Herman told me how he was editing videos, I was like, "What? If I'm speechless, and that's very rare." Okay, but Steven, seriously, if he told you how he used to edit his videos, and if you look at the video, you would never know what he went through to do it.
I can understand that because it's purely artistic, and however it's about you being creative, and we all have different ways about how our brains work. It's you know, how we use our brain, how we see, how, you know, I mean, okay, I'll give you an example. I mean, I'm very creative in that sense, where I can do editing and I can tell a story and all the rest of it, but I can't visualize. You know, we had a renovation in our home a couple of years ago, and it was really difficult for me to visualize what that room would look like. I couldn't do it, and I can't do that. I actually can't visualize something from that point of view. And when it was done, and I walked in and I said, "Wow, that looks really good." My wife was like, "Yeah, we've done this," and this is it. I actually could not visualize how that would look.
Now, see,
you know.
Now, see, sorry for interrupting. I'm that same way technologically. When I used to have technical problems, well, okay, they gave me an IQ test at 5 years old, and they gave you a series of bricks. It was one long brick, this long, right? Then they gave you one that was half, and they gave you a bunch of little ones. And she took the stick and said, "How many of those little ones does it take to make the stick?" And I looked at the stick and I said, "Little ones, which combination can I combine?" She said, "However you come up with the same measurement, how many does it take?" I said, "Well, it takes 2 of the half sticks and it takes 10 of the little ones." And she says, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." She says, "How do you know?" She says, "You didn't even pick up the stick." I said, "I could see the little ones inside it. I can see the half ones inside it." And I understand exactly what you're saying as far as, hey, Michael Blades, as far as being creative like that. With music and videos, I hit my dry spots. There's those times of the year where I'm banging them out and I'm like, this video, this music goes, and like this time of the year, I'm kind of burned.
Yeah.
I'm kind of burned. What,
It's-
Herman?
I mean, I like I said, I let the music set the mood of the actual flight track when I'm editing, and the
Well, there's no
speed,
difference.
everything is dictated by the music.
But if you think how we watch movies, right? I mean, I don't know what your favorite movie is, but you know, if you think of, for example, if when I went to see Star Wars for the first time in 1977, and I never forget the feeling of the visuals and the music, and that is what takes you. You watch a Quentin Tarantino film, it's the music, it's the visuals, it's the feeling. Any kind of movie, any kind of visual stuff gives you a feeling, and that's what you do when you create. That's how you should think when you go to edit, and because your footage, whether you think it's good or not, you can make it amazing if you tell a story and if you get the feeling, and that is very unique. That's we have we have the ability to tell stories.
Yeah, a lot of people can't do it. A lot of people can't do it. Any journalist says, "Steven, you're a great host. You're a great guest."
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, Barry, Steven is one of those guys What'd you say, Herman?
Like I was telling you before, Lawrence, and the thing is, I have the idea here.
Mhm.
I just try to make the software do what I have here.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. Yeah.
That's all. I mean,
exactly, and we all do that. Everyone, I see all the people in the chat. I see all these guys here, and they all do the same thing. They all try. Ray does the same thing. Matt does the same thing. I mean, everyone does this. Els Meghead. We're all unique.
Els Meghead is really good.
It's
He
a fun thing.
El Smeghead has more than one person up there sometimes, I think. He's a great guy.
I love his work.
I would like to break bread with him. He's one of the people that I would like to sit down and have a steak with and have a few beers and just talk shit, and see how the head goes. Because you, Stephen El Smeghead, who else? Geeks Vana, Sean,
Yeah.
would be a tear. It would be a Hangover 5
Oh
if
yeah.
we all got together.
Absolutely.
It
And I
would
know
be a Hangover 5. Any New England journalist, I appreciate it. I believe information is free. New England journalist, I told him, look, if you want your YouTube channel to be successful, I can give you a few pointers. And I've given him a few pointers. He's going from virtually no subscribers to breaking 600. He's
And he just bought a new drone today. I noticed on Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah, you look like a happy camper.
Yes.
All
And
right.
we were actually
Have fun with
talking
it.
yesterday. We were actually talking yesterday, and I was like, look, Herman and I have these variable ND filters that we use on our Air 2S. I'll send you the link. He was like, well, I'm going to the store tomorrow. You know what? Send me the link anyway. So as soon as you get those filters,
It's
man,
got
let me
filters
know.
on it. It got filters with it, but
Yeah.
I was buying the perfect music for my vids, but when I look at for the music, I search the point of interest of the video. I try that too. It's just I'm
what do you mean?
I'm in a slump right now. But we got to get on to the first story, and the first story has to do with this sounds weird, but they titled it "Pyromaniac UAV."
Uh-oh, look out.
And it goes to Australia test back.
It sounds negative.
Huh?
It sounds negative.
It
They're
sounds
burning
negative, but
stuff.
we know the story's not. Actually, the title goes Pyromaniac UAV. Australia tests backfire lighting drones to battle wildfires. Now, we know around the world they've been using drones to see the acreage that's been burnt and things like that for drones. But now they're actually using drones in Victoria. Where is this place? In Victoria, Australia. And they're using drones to start fires. It
You
says the
pronounce
trials
stuff this week, Lawrence.
What happened?
You pronounce every place this week.
Okay, got
You
it.
do all the pronunciation.
It says that the trials flew UAV equipped with incendiary devices to ignite blazes in designated places across the 7,413 acre zone, meaning they were using these drones with incendiary devices that could be dropped from the drone and start a fire. So it's sort of like a little, hey Angie, sort of like a little mini fire grenade. And the purpose in using these drones to start fires is you don't need a man out there to do it. You can use a drone to start fires over a much larger area, and that is supposed to burn off the brush and fuel. Hey,
Right.
drone guy, Rhode Island. That
I
go
think
ahead.
that I think the benefit here is not that you take away people from a job, because you still have to have someone else. You still have to have
Right.
spotters.
Right.
But I think that the benefit is that you can get to places quicker, so you can deal with this a lot faster, rather than have someone walk there, and it would take, like, let's say, a full day to do a certain area, where you could do a certain area in about 30 minutes or something,
Right.
So you actually end saving, actually saving the land, rather than actually rather than losing it.
Well, you're 100% right, because unfortunately, Australia, unlike other countries, we're not going to get political, but unlike other countries, is investing in the infrastructure of their country. It says earlier this week that state of New South Wales said that they would be outfitting their firefighters with $42.5 million in tech equipment to fight wildfires, including fleets of drones. They call these fire starting drones cow UAVs because they I guess they have multiple drop devices or whatever, and other vehicles providing mobile Wi-Fi in places like where there's not a cell phone tower, which actually goes in. This actually kind of segues into another story. But there are dead spots out there. These guys don't have any communication, and if there's not a satellite nearby, communication is pretty bad. Unless by radio.
So Lawrence, this is not uncommon. This is not uncommon. It's done here too. We just had an issue with, the United States and what drones can be used. That that was just the issue.
Yes.
But that is something that they do here as well with fighting. Those wildfires in like out west and stuff like that. It is done.
Well, the fact that
smaller fires to stop larger spread.
Yes, it is, but right now it's being done via man. There's a guy with a little mini flamethrower or fuel, and he's pouring fire lines and starting the fire. They're actually investing all of this money. 42.5 million is a lot of money. And
you know what I'm saying? It was already being done here.
Yeah, I know this, but to see it being done in other parts of the world means, hey, maybe there's still a chance for man if we hold on to what the hell we have.
Yeah, there are countries which obviously are investing, and there are countries that are not investing yet. That time will come. It will come. However, it would be really good to see the regulators supporting businesses, supporting the hobby, actually encouraging people in the hobby to go into the professional side. And I think I've said this before on
Hey, Tim Jackson.
It's all about enabling. It's all about helping people, and the regulators are making it difficult for people. Like I see in the UK, it's quite difficult, and obviously you have the remote ID issue coming in the US as well, and people are a bit negative about it. I do understand why, but it's not quite implemented yet, and whether it will be implemented, of course, is a whole different story. But it would be great to see people. It doesn't matter where you are in what country, try to get yourself enabled. This is something that I personally actually support. And if anyone needs help, if you want advice about starting a business with drones,
those guys will be having a powwow with you before the year is out concerning that issue. Trust me, Herman and I have a lot of things on the to-do list. And one of them is to actually sit down with you and we get together and discuss certain points and angles to help promote drones for good, etc.
Always happy to help you. Always happy to give you advice and point you. And we have made mistakes along the way. Things that we have done which have been wrong may well help you, of course, but it's all about understanding your due diligence. So understand your market. I can always help you as much as I can, but you yourself have to do a certain amount of work to understand what can be done. Because a lot of people, they do tend to go out and go, yeah, I'm just going to go and do real estate and stuff, and they don't even think about it.
They don't have a clue.
Yeah,
they don't have a clue.
Yeah, so always happy to help. Always, because I want the business, I want this industry to flourish, and I want good people, people that are passionate about what they do. I'm 51. I'm 51 years old. I started the Fly By Guys 3 years ago. I quit what I was doing. I started a whole new life. I'm now doing stuff. I'm traveling around the world doing what I'm doing, and I love it. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Right. as well. That makes a lot of sense. And I understand that because who would have thought at 54 years old that I would be flying? My picture's frozen. Interesting.
How'd you do that?
Who would have thought at 55 years old I would be flying drones at 60 to 80 miles per hour, FPV,
Yeah.
along with camera drones. You guys, let me see, hold on. My picture seems to have been frozen. I'm going to actually refresh the stream.
Okay.
You know what? I'm not I'm not going to do that. I'm going to back out of here, leave you under control, Herman, and come back in. No,
Why
when
would you
I
want to
do
do
that,
that?
no, on Zoom.
I know
Yeah,
what
he's
you're
frozen.
doing.
He's frozen.
Yeah, we might break that connection. I'm going to leave that. I'm going to leave it like that and hope
No,
that
I don't think you will if the meeting is running. So
right, which
I've
means
left and
you
come back.
guys would still be streaming as
Yeah,
long
that's
as I
all.
don't click end stream. I'm just
Right.
leaving control. Hopefully
all.
that will unfreeze my camera.
Just come on back in.
Okay, definitely. Leave meeting. I'm leaving you assigned. I'll be right.
Well, Lawrence will be back shortly.
Are we
And
still live?
Yeah, we're still live. Now that we've taken over the. Oh, he's back already. But
Is
he's
this
back.
what I have to work? This is what I have to work with. Apparently, my picture is still frozen, so let's just see what's happening here. Okay, my camera. I can change the background, which is weird, but my camera seems to be frozen for some reason.
That's bizarre, isn't it? Maybe if you
It
stop your camera and then put your camera back on.
You know what? Let's try that. Let's give that a shot. Yeah, the best way to do that. I don't know if it'll kick me, but we're gonna find out really quick, right? I mean, I can still see the chat. I can still see the chat. I can still see everything as far as end stream. I can still see all of that. It's just the camera. So give me 1 second here. Let's try this.
Unplug your camera and plug it back in.
That's what I'm worried about. Unplugging it and it having to restart OBS. If I assign it to you, I can probably do it.
Not from the computer, but from the cable out of the back of the camera. Maybe the problem's in the camera.
Yeah, Tim Jackson said unplug it, wait 5 seconds, and then
Plug it back.
Replug it in. Okay, I'm going offline here.
He's gone again.
We should have one of those intermission things with a do 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 do,
Yeah,
and like technical issue.
But let's take this time out to talk about it.
Yeah.
No, but he should be back in a minute. It takes about 5 seconds to plug it back in and everything.
Yeah.
But so like we was talking about this here with the fires here. I mean, it's good that the technology is expanding and people are accepting the technology for. They like to see like more, more governments and stuff like that accept it and give more, grants and and probably even like tax incentives to other companies to have these things. Hey, thank you, old Schmeghead. That would be a beautiful thing. Is to see the government also as well embrace it.
There you are.
There you go. Now you're muted.
We just can't hear you now.
Well, that sounds like you cashed out on the slot machine, but you're not speaking. Oh, there's no sound. That's it. He's done.
We can't hear you.
He is gone. No volume.
Did you unplug the microphone?
Instead of the camera? That worked? Okay. So this time, unplug the camera and maybe the microphone will work.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
There you
There we go.
Welcome
What
What
happened
happened?
was
You
I
forgot to
needed
turn something on.
El Smeghead, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, a couple of bucks for a new camera. It's not the camera, man. It's Murphy's Law. It's just gremlins. Shit happens. But thank you.
I got
We
you.
appreciate it. You know what the problem was? For some
What?
reason, Zoom locked up.
Zoom.
And I froze on Zoom, but I stopped OBS
Mhm.
and restarted OBS, and the camera came back working
I got
fine. And I forgot I'd have to restart Zoom again. That's what happened with the mic, but we're good and we're back. Thank you very much. See how Smeghead? The super chat worked. It fixed the camera, dude. We appreciate it. But before we get on to the next story, Steven,
Yes.
your frequent flyer miles must be off the chart.
Yeah, they are quite high.
Do you ever get a chance to use them?
No, I don't, because when I'm home, I try to be as home as much as I can. So I've not been traveling for fun for quite a few years. So I've only been traveling.
Oh, listen, you're
So
51.
you vacation at home.
You listen, you're 51, you grind now. You said you just started to fly by guys, and look, 3 years ago, kudos to you. You're traveling around the world with the flyby guys. You know, that was, I don't know if that was the objective, but hell, that's a great way to start.
It wasn't the objective. I honestly thought that we wouldn't be doing what we're doing now. There's no way I would have thought that we would have been doing what we're doing now. And I'm really thankful. I'm really grateful. And it's I have a great team. I have a good support. The community is fantastic. It really helps. I'm still a hobbyist. I have my Mini 2 with me. I brought my Mini 2 with me. So I'm going to try to capture as much footage as I can when I go to Apple. So
Please do. Yeah. I would love to see some pictures, man.
Yeah.
Do you have a terrace? Do you have a terrace?
No,
Damn.
I don't have a terrace here.
I would have been gone day one. I would have been under quarantine, but my drone would have been running the country, out flying.
Actually, do you know what? One of my team members, right? He also brought his Mini with him, and I don't know if you can see the room here. I'll just show you the room, but this is this is the bed, and the bed's huge, right? The bed's huge.
I see that.
What he done?
He's flying around
one
the
of the
room.
beds. He actually took a bed away because it's actually two beds. But he took one of his beds away, and he's flying his Mini in the room. He sent me a picture of his Mini in the room flying.
Flying the hotel room.
Flying the hotel room. Yeah.
Wow.
That's why you got to have
Thanks,
a
Barry.
little guy. You got to have a little something you can.
Well,
buzz
listen,
around
you
the
got to
hotel.
you have to make the best of it. I think it's great that you started the flyby guys 3 years ago, and you guys are just
That is beautiful.
skyrocketing in the direction you want. And what it looks like is you're working, but you're not overworked. You're not pulling your hair out. You're not all over the place. You're actually quite calm, which is a good thing.
I'm quite calm
until work time.
When we start now, when we start on Saturday, it's going to be 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, and
I could believe it.
We'll be doing 12-hour days. It's going to be really tough. It's going to be quite challenging.
But that's what you're there for,
Yeah. So we put all our energy into that. So I try. I mean, it's nice to relax now, and we will have time in between. So in between what we're doing, I'll have a few days in Papua to go and kind of travel around and stuff.
Okay.
But it's yeah.
Can I be honest? The young guy that one of the videos you did when you were doing the drone delivery, the young guy that was sitting in a car with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would love
I
for
know
you
you're
to
going to
pull
say.
a
I
prank.
know you're
I
going to
would
say.
love for you. I would love for you to pull a prank on him. He's too serious, man. I'm
Chaz,
serious.
He's got to be
Chaz,
cool.
Were you able
Chaz,
to? Oh,
Chaz
oh.
is a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy. He's actually from
Even
Trinidad.
more of a reason to pull a prank on him.
We will be working again because we got some really good feedback from this drone delivery project, and we will be doing some. I think we'll be doing something in South America actually at some point.
Okay.
Venezuela, I think. So we are looking to do some because this is what I want to do with drone delivery. I want to be doing something meaningful. I want to be doing something which is helpful to the people, rather than just deliver coffee or pizzas or all that. I don't want that. I want to be doing something where we can be saving lives, and be really making a difference. And in South America, you have a lot of places that people can get, bitten by snakes, and the nearest help can be 2 or 3 miles away. But however, it can take 4 to 5 hours to get 2 to 3 miles because of the environment.
Yeah, because of the place.
Right.
Yeah, but if we fly a drone, it's really easy. So we have that possibility now. So we're looking at doing a few projects that we can do stuff in South America, which we can be seen as helping people. That's what I really want to do. That's. I mean, if someone said to me, "Come and do a drone delivery, and you can do coffee or whatever," I'm not interested. I'm just not interested in that because it doesn't add anything.
Right. I understand that. That's like, that's similar to like what MatterNet was doing. You want to be able to, and there's a few projects going on with over in Africa, in different countries where doing vaccine and blood samples and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But that is nice because it is needed in a lot of places. It's funny, we talk about other places in the world where it takes long to get from one place to another because of the infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
And here,
or lack of.
Here, where our infrastructure is designed to where we can get to place quickly, because of so much people, you actually can't anymore. So we're starting to develop need for certain things to be able to get from one place to another quicker than you could in traveling on the ground. But we'll see where that takes us in the futures here. But I'd love to see where it goes and what you're doing.
Yeah, this is something that we, as the flyby guys, I'm always open. Again, I've just said this about 20 minutes ago, that if people are looking to get into the business, if someone wants to be part of the flyby guys, if someone says, I would love to be part of the flyby guys in the US, I get this all the time. I get emails from people wanting to do stuff that we are doing in the US. We are actually, and if someone says, I would love to be part of the flyby guys, but in this country, I'm always open for it, because we get lots of business that comes in, which can be done in other countries.
Does that mean I get a yellow jacket?
You get a t-shirt as well and a cap.
Interesting. Very interesting. Hello, Jack Rabbit FPV. What's good, man? Welcome to the live stream. You know what? You do know the show is being recorded, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just. I'm gonna let you know you're gonna need a little more material for me. I fit a snug 3X. I'm just playing.
I'm sure we can sort you out. It's not really a problem. We'll sort you out. It's fine. It's fine.
Listen. That
I've got hats.
Will the hat fit it?
Well, we may have a problem. I don't want it to look like a teacup on my head. Hey, everyone, we appreciate you for coming and hanging out with us every Sunday.
Yes,
really
thank you, guys.
Caps here. See a load of caps here.
Oh, okay. See, Velcro back. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good.
See that? They're adjustable, Lawrence.
All right. Okay.
And
See?
because I've got some new team members with me, so I
Even
have to.
even before I become a part of Team Flyby guys, we're gonna have to work out something where I can get a hat.
That's the least of your worries. Least of your worries.
Help me out here, Herman. I'm sinking fast.
What? Your job application? Just put your name down first.
Listen. My grandfather taught me something, Stephen. My grandfather, I was a little tot playing with some 45 records. Okay, there were songs of the Beatles and stuff. This is how far back it was. Okay, I am 54. And every day he came in with a pocket full of money. And I swear to you, from the station wagon that he drove, because the bottom scraped the ground, I guarantee you, from everything that was in that station wagon, he could build a house from the tools in it. And he always stressed something: learn what you can, learn. I'm ignoring you, Herman. Learn everything you can, and learn it to your best ability. So to take on jobs, I've always been like that in life. If I learn A, I need to learn B, I need to learn C, and if there was a D, I need to learn that also. You know, and the way you're doing. Go ahead.
There's no such thing as the word no.
Yeah.
When it comes to work, when it comes to growing, when it comes to expanding, there's no such thing as the word no. You can learn. If you put your mind to it, you can learn. If you have people around you that can support you and help you, you can.
Well, we can forget about that. No. You can forget about that. Herman, and thank you, Herman. Herman and I are. This is why those guys is here. I mean, we get support from everyone in the chat. We have great drone community here in New York City, but the places where support is supposed to come from, well, okay, but it's all right because I get it from other directions. I get it from other sources.
It's the community that you need. It's the people around you. That is the most important. The people around you. I have a great.
I'm just trying to be funny, man.
I have amazing people that I can actually count on, that I can that I can shout on if I need, whether it's in the business community or whether it's in the hobby. I get people that I can,
Eli Nunez, what's good, man? I'm sorry, Eli Nunez is a drone pilot here in New York City. Great guy. He flies camera drones. He's a construction worker, and what he does is they let him attach GoPros to the equipment that he's working on, construction equipment and stuff like that, and I haven't seen him in a while. So what's up, Eli? How are you? Hope all is well with you and your family. It has been a while. Good to see you. But how familiar are you with the United States LANC or Lance UAS service?
Not so familiar, but I've been reading what we're going to talk about. But I have some background.
Okay, and the reason I was asking is because that kind of leads into the next story, where Kitty Hawk used to be an app that you could use here in the United States, and I'm sorry, I was reading a text. How rude of me. Let me put my phone away. Bad. Very bad. Put my phone away. Kitty Hawk was the largest lance provider in the United States. They changed their name to Aloft. Now, earlier today, where I live, I actually can fly within 5 miles of an international airport, JFK International Airport. And that's because where I live and areas around, there's a 400-foot ceiling. So often but as of lately, like the last 6 months, when I go out to fly today, I found out there was a Karen that I see looking at me from across the street. I did notice this lady a few times. And today a police officer approached me and said that there was a complaint that there was a strange man sitting in the park. And I was actually sitting there flying my drone. Now, keep in mind, I have a tablet with a sunshade, so either I'm watching videos or something, but this isn't the first time I've noticed this lady. But for incidents like that, what I did was this particular app, Aloft, ALOFT, I used them for authorization. And what they do is if you are authorized to fly in that area, a um they give you authorization via text and in an email. And I explained to the officer, I've been flying in this area for quite many years. And why is she so interested in what I'm doing here? I'm flying a drone. It's early morning, 8 o'clock, 8:30 in the morning.
Mm.
Why are you watching what I'm doing in the park? Shouldn't you be feeding your kids or, doing something, you know? But this story goes to show how a law formerly known as Kitty Hawk has announced that during the month of September for 2021, Aloft UTM, Unmanned Traffic Management System, controls
Mhm.
70% of LANC or LAANC, LANC, LANC authorization requests for recreational and commercial operators alike.
Mhm.
Uh-huh. Well,
And I like it because I remember a year ago back, Herman, people were
right.
saying, oh, they want to know, they want to limit us to 200 feet. We don't want to use a UTM, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you want to fly, damn it, in the United States, you have to use either a loft, which is the number one UTM powered Lance authorization, or before you fly, which is a multi-platform. Actually, before you fly, from
On
what I
both the
understand,
same company.
works on Apple and stuff like that.
Oh,
Um,
Lawrence,
yeah.
you know you're frozen again, right?
Come on, man. What the
Okay.
hell? All right.
You mean you
You
didn't know
know,
this time?
no, I'm reading the story and talking, and
Oh,
I didn't see the chat or anything,
oh, my
man.
bad. I'm just saying you're frozen again. But yeah, but keep going.
But what's the difference now? How is it? How is the difference between AirMap? How, because I don't see AirMap
Uh-huh.
anymore. You know, no one as I
AirMap was brought up by Before You Fly.
oh well really. So AirMap are
Were they,
gone now.
or was it that? No, I thought it was that Kitty
Oh,
Hawk
no.
took over before you fly.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Kitty
It
Hawk took
used to
over
be
before you fly.
Kitty Hawk.
AirMap,
It used
I
to
don't know
be
what
Kitty
happened to
Hawk.
AirMap, but AirMap had
The
some
apps.
issues, and I mean, I think they're still there. I don't use it. I use
Guys, let me leave and
a
come back
loft,
in
but
and do this over. I'll be back.
okay. I use a loft to check in airspace and authorization. I use that. I don't use air maps. I mean, I don't know. I haven't tried in a while. Is it still working? I mean,
AirMap, I have predicted AirMap to go downhill. I
um,
predicted AirMap to go downhill about a year ago. A year.
I know at one point they had a fire, and I don't know what happened after that.
No, what do you mean fire? Fire at the office?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was because of the riots that happened over a year ago. But there was nobody in the office then.
Okay.
I was actually working alongside AirMap at that point, so that's why I know, because I had been communicating with AirMap, and then the project that I was working on stopped because of all the changes at AirMap. They sacked a lot of people. You got a new CEO, changed everything. They took away a lot of software. You know, and AirMap would never be the same. And I stand by that. AirMap will not exist. It's my prediction that AirMap will not exist in the next year or two.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. No,
Wow.
I don't think so. They don't have. They don't have what they used to have. They lost a lot of good people, a lot of very good people. All the good people are gone.
That's interesting, because from what I see here, it's still, I don't know how well it's functioning. Let me check out this. Let me see here. Let me check out some spot here on the map. Yeah, see, it's doing some craziness here. I don't know. I have, like I said, I haven't used it. I've always used, since more than a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Using yeah.
Yeah.
More than a year, I've been using a loft. Well, when it was Kitty Hawk.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know. Air Maps had suggested that that money could actually be made at one point off of the people in the hobby and industry. If
I remember that, and it was only a tweet that they sent out, and I think that was the final nail in the coffin. To be honest with you, was their final nail in the coffin, because it wasn't an official statement. It was only a tweet that they put out to say that we could charge people to fly, and it was the worst thing they could ever do. And ever since then, they were not good before that. They were pretty bad before that.
I don't know what the hell is going?
So
I'm sorry.
Sean's in the chat, and he's just asking if I could pop out and get a Coke. But he said,
I'm sorry. Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Hey, I apologize. I've never experienced this problem before on Zoom with my camera, and I definitely don't have too many windows open. I've had double, if not triple, the amount of windows open before, so I don't know what's going on, but I apologize.
It's funny you said you're waiting in the waiting room. Like, I don't see you.
Hey Joe, One Vision Aerial, how are you? Welcome to the stream.
Hey, what's going on?
I apologize again for being the host and getting kicked out of my own live, kicking myself out of my own live stream. But this time I reset OBS and Zoom told me the stream wasn't there.
Uh-oh.
You know how you schedule it and it's on the side where the scheduled Zoom meetings are?
Right.
That wasn't there. There was nothing there. Herman had to send me an invite. Anyway, what's up, Recovery One? Steven in Las Vegas? Oh, you see the hotel room. No, Steven is actually in Indonesia, and it's actually 5 a.m., 5:03 a.m. there now.
Probably now, yeah.
Yep.
In Indonesia. And hey, Joe Black, I'm sorry. I've been having technical issues.
What's going on?
Did I miss the conversation on Lance, or we done with it? Or
well, we were talking about the service provider and how most people now are using them. And then the reason is that a lot of people were using at one point air maps, but I think in the last year or so, more people have gone over to Aloft, which was a Kitty Hawk at one point. That's what has that great influx that they had in September.
Yes, they're saying
users, but the amount of guys who are 107 that are using it is tremendous.
Right. I don't know if you guys read that paragraph, but if you did, it stopped me when I start. But it says, according to the FAA's monthly report for September, there were fewer than 40,000 launch requests over the course of the month, which was more than 10% decrease from the previous month. But Aloft, powered by more than 25,000 authorized requests during the month, with a 14% month-over-month increase to 92%, and basically coming from 107 operators.
Yeah.
Which means a lot of the 107 operators are using Aloft as an app to authorize, because
you
can
92%.
You can connect your drone to Aloft and use that instead of the DJI app to launch your drone.
Okay.
I don't know if a lot of people knew that or not.
I didn't know that.
What are you using overseas, Stephen?
We are using there's an application called Avia Maps, which we use in aviation, and it's an app which you can have if you're flying aircraft, if you're flying gliders, if you're flying hot air balloons, or you're flying drones, and you just announce your flight, and it is live. So for example, when we were doing the drone delivery, we had a NOTAMs in place. So we had a flight corridor for that, which we had in place from the authorities. So we had a NOTAM, and we had we had.
I'm sorry.
Sean's funny, isn't he? He's a
I know.
funny
I was trying to hold it in, but I couldn't. I'm sorry. But let's ignore him for
But
now.
we and actually we actually had a pilot who actually phoned me to ask if he could fly in our airspace. He was flying a seaplane, and he phoned me to say, I see that you have a NOTAMs in place. I'm going to be flying in that area. Would it be okay if I fly in your airspace? And it was amazing to see how pilots actually read these things and respect drone pilots
Okay.
and the drone operations that they will
Get out
call.
of here.
Okay.
And if you watched the video where I had the big drone, the big 5-meter wingspan drone, did you watch? The guy at the end who was flying that plane, that is the guy who called me. And that when he stepped out the plane, that was the first time I met him. But we had a few.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah, it was because because he's seen my jacket and he went, "Oh, you're Stephen," and I went, "Yeah." He said, "Really nice to meet you," because we had phone calls and stuff. And it was when he stepped out the plane, it's like that's the first time we met. So
that's cool because that's cool that the app does that because Aloft actually does it in the email that they send me. Okay. They make it known that once I have this authorization, I show this authorization. It shows my phone number and says I am contactable during this time period that I'm allotted to fly in. And a lot of people don't read all of that. And the gentleman asked me today, he says, I live near LaGuardia Airport and my ceiling's only 150 feet. Should I fly at 130? I said, well, to be safe, I would go to 100. That would compensate for overheight and stuff like that. And he was like, well, what app do you use? And I said, Aloft. Aloft will give you the authorization. They send you a text. Well, in order to receive a text, you get a text automatically because your phone number in the app. But if you register through Aloft and their service, they also send you an email with the letter written from the FAA saying from this time to this time, Lawrence Clark is the pilot in command or operator in this area for this time frame. If there are any questions, you can reach him at this number at any time during that space. So
I think that's only a good thing. And if we have nothing to hide, what?
Hey, Mike.
There's nothing against
right.
A lot of people are very against putting information, and they say, "Oh, I should be able to fly." This is aviation. What we are doing, whether it's a hobby or whether it's professional, it's aviation. And the skies are getting more and more crowded. And if we have nothing to hide, then, just announce your flights. Just, because...
Well, I agree. Somebody told me while I was flying one time, why do you put on a vest if you're by yourself? I said, because hey, Jody, what's good? I said, because if I'm flying... If I'm not doing anything wrong, why would I put on a bright vest and draw attention to myself? If I was up to no good, I would be in a corner somewhere. Yeah. No, I'm standing here in the open with a bright fluorescent green vest on, which means I want you to know that I'm up to no good. I want you to see me as well as I want to be able to see myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I turn the drone around.
Yeah. Yeah, and
if I get one of those flyby guy jackets, I could go a little bit further and I can see myself. Still line of sight. You know how we do it.
Yeah, I look back at when we done that, and the plane pilot had called me. If I hadn't announced, if we didn't have a NOTAMs, if I didn't announce the flight on the application, he would not have known, and he would have flown in that airspace. We would be flying that big drone, and I would have had to have taken evasive action.
Who knows what could have happened? But the reason that I like this story is because even though a year ago, 2 years ago, I've heard FPV pilots, drone pilots talking about, I'm not using Lance. They're not going to tell me how high I can fly. Well, it works, and they're doing it. You want to fly, and if you want to fly, I mean, DJI still needs to do a few things. Here's a quick question: now that the Mavic, and this is for you as well, Herman, but now
Wasn't
that the
me.
Mavic 3, it wasn't you. And now that the Mavic 3 is coming out and they're trying to pass a law to stop these drones from coming into the United States, what do you think is going to happen with that? Do you think that will be a delivery issue, or do you think the drones are already here in the States in containers ready to be
Well, I
popped
don't.
open
I
like a
don't think
cork bottle,
anybody's.
like
I
a
don't.
champagne bottle?
I don't think there's any laws that are being passed to stop them from coming into the states. I just, if there was anything that would interfere with it coming into the states, would be the supply, issues with,
So you don't think
with
them
the
trying to
ports.
pass this law to add DJI to that blue list or new blacklist of drones coming into the United States? You don't think that'll have anything to do with it, either of you?
I I
No.
I think that you have to look at the communication. You have to look at what's been said and how it's been said. This guy who made this statement, I'm pretty sure it wasn't a press release. It's just his opinion. It's just his opinion. And that's okay. You can have opinions. You can have opinions. It's absolutely fine. Until there's an official statement that comes out to say, this is how, we will take action. Because all he's saying is, we think that it's a danger. You think it may be. We should also look a bit closer to home in terms of Facebook, in terms of Twitter, Instagram, if we're looking
Yeah,
at private, because I think that and it's just my opinion here. I'm not
right.
saying that this is true, that they are worse. And I think that they take away a lot of the attention from what's happening on Facebook at the moment. We all know what happened on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and it's
Yeah.
easy for them to direct and say things to
Okay, Sean.
stir up. I honestly, I think it's BS. I think it's absolute BS.
I do as well. Sean says it will stop future FCC filings, won't impact current models or releases. That was my concern. And my problem is right now, the way countries are, if you don't want somebody to sell something in a country, you're blacklisted. And unfortunately, a lot of that's starting to happen coming into the United States. We're not going to get into politics. I don't want to discuss politics, so we're going to change the
Why you
subject.
bring it up
But
then?
I just wanted to know what you guys had thought about that particular subject, only because I have to put the disclaimer now. Hold on a second.
So why you
Views
bring
and
it up
opinions
then?
tonight are not necessarily the views and opinions of everybody on the panel and or in the chat. In case I said something I shouldn't have, which is usually every live stream.
Is that how it go? So
Yeah,
why
of
you bring
course.
it up
Of
then?
course.
Huh? Why you bring it up?
Listen. People love controversy. You
Oh,
know
that's what
that.
it is.
Yeah,
No,
The overriding bill
I,
did
I,
pass the Congress winning it. Yes, they did. Sean has a valid point. It did pass winning 400-4, but that is general changes, not specific to DJI. Okay.
yeah.
All right. That's understandable. Oh, thank you, Ray Kelly. Thanks. Well, I was wondering who had won the Formula One, and he was telling me Verstappen, car number 33 won. Thank you much. I'm gonna
okay.
have to try and find. I don't watch much auto racing, but I do like Formula One. I think the E cars, I'm starting to like them because they're cleaner and stuff, but nothing
Here we
beats an
go.
original gas powered Formula One 12 cylinder.
That's not racing. Not racing.
Discuss.
Now, what do you have planned for the next few days? I know it's early morning, so this is actually helping you sleep later Monday morning because it's
Uh,
still 5:15 a.m. in Indonesia.
yes. Well, I'll probably continue watching Seinfeld after this. I'll probably continue.
I
Um,
wish I had a button I could play the burn.
I I'm waking up. I should have my breakfast will come between 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So I'll maybe wait to have some breakfast and then I'll
Which
have
will
a nap.
really be dinner to you,
Yeah,
at
it's
least for
confusing.
today. At least for today.
least for today. At least for today. Yeah.
And I want to let you know, I appreciate you coming on, man, and to help a fellow droney in quarantine. I would only pray that someone would let me on their live stream while I'm in quarantine too.
We guys got to play some chess then.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. We play some chess. Exactly.
I suck at it, but I love to play.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm being honest. I suck at chess, but I love to play. And I learned how to play chess at the age of 7 or 8 years old by a babysitter. She would let me play, and I would get bored playing with my toys. I get bored with watching TV, and then she said, "Well, I'm going to show you how to play one of the best games in the world." And she introduced me to chess at such a young age, and we would play for hours, and people would come pick me up, and I'd be like, "I can't leave now. We're in the middle of a chess game here." You know, as a little boy. So I'm just wondering what your itinerary is coming up, man.
Just for the next few days, I'll just be watching Netflix.
Fly your drone indoors.
Fly my drone indoors if I can. I'll have to update it because the Mini 2's just got the streaming updates, so I'll have to do that. Yeah, not really very much. I'll just be here until Wednesday, and then after that we can go outside. I'll be, I've got my team here, about 3 other guys, and
hey, Mr. Cawley.
So everybody's in
right, well, you know what? I find a chess service, an online chess service, and I'm willing to play your game of chess online. I used to do it against a computer. I suck at it. You may call me a toddler in the game of chess, but I'm willing to play some chess online.
I'll find one and let you know.
To kill some time. Seriously. At a mutual time. I don't want you hitting me up at 4 in.the.morning New York time now.
I don't want you hitting 4 in.the.morning New York thing.
Huh?
I don't want you hitting you at 5 in.the.morning. Well, what is 4 in.the.morning New York time? That's going to be my brain hurts now. Sorry, thinking about time.
That would be in the evening.
Whatever it is, 5 o'clock your time tonight.
It's going to be opposite, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be the opposite. Yeah. So we're gonna have to work something out there.
Absolutely.
And Herman started it, so he's got to be down with this too.
Why? I don't play chess.
Well, you should play chess online.
You said to help him out, he needs to pass time. That's something that you pass time with, that and cards.
You don't have an Xbox with you, huh? Steven?
I don't have an Xbox. I'm actually a PlayStation guy. I'm sorry.
Sean, hold on a second. Sean, how are you friends with this guy and he don't have a console with him? You're supposed to have an Xbox, a PlayStation, or something, man. Come on. You at least have a damn DVR.
I've got an iPad and a laptop. That's it.
No, that's on the bottom shelf. No,
and I have a Mini 2.
And that's a possibility. Yeah.
Okay. He's got the laptop, Lawrence.
All right. Well, we're back to chess.
Yeah.
It's all right. Listen. It's almost time for us to get out of here, man. It's almost time for us to get out of here, and I really appreciate it. And you'll be on Wednesday night as well. On Wednesday nights with those guys.
Yeah, I'll join you on Wednesday night.
The DJI launch coming up.
Yes, Wednesday. Yeah. So we'll have plenty to talk about on that day.
Yeah, true.
They're launching the Action Cam.
Action 2?
Mm-hmm.
The modular setup, the Action 2.
Yeah.
Talking about the specs.
Very interesting.
I want to know how many of you guys out there got one.
You know what? I really, you know what? FPV is like owning a boat.
Right.
You own a boat, there's just money that goes into it, whether you're flying it or doing something with it or not. And FPV is becoming that.
Bang out another 1,000?
Yeah. What'd you say, Herman? Your friend says if you own a boat, every time
bang out another 1,000. That's what boat means.
BOAT, bang out another 1,000. I like that.
Yeah.
Steven has a we with him. He doesn't want to admit it. Rob C guy. Action figure.
What does Sean think? I've got some action shut on or something. You
Yeah,
seem to-
Sean said earlier. That's what made me laugh. That what's with Steven and the Bruce Willis T-shirt on. I had wanted to mention it, but we were in serious conversation. That's when I bust out laughing. Hey, Birdman, what do you think? This is why I said if you were to get me, Herman, you, Steven, Sean, and Elsmeg head together, that would definitely be a Hangover 5.
Oh, I do think so. I do really think so.
That would be crazy.
Taking a photo here of the.
I'd have to call the United States and say I might not be home for a few years.
Well, it depends. It
They
depends
wouldn't
what
mind.
country we meet up, and it really depends. And we should come to the US. Actually, that's something that we really have to do. You know, we were supposed to come there, obviously, as well, and we,
Yeah.
you know, obviously we couldn't come over because of
Well,
the.
things happen.
Yeah,
We know.
yeah.
You know, things happen for some reason.
But
I mean,
we will get over, and I think
There's a lot of days left, and
I think we get Sean definitely, and a few
All right,
others.
we got one more quick story before we get out of here. I gave you two of the stories, but
Good.
and I put it in Rhuo Ddraig, which is in another language, which means dragon's roar. Wins Scientific Advisors Innovation Award for Social Impact at UK Department of Transportation Innovation Expo. I'm just going to go and pull the picture up and share the picture and get into the story really quick. But they just won an award for innovative drone work or future drone work here. And the objective is there are too many places with mountains and places where there's no Wi-Fi signal. Someone, as an innovative idea, has come up with a drone that can transmit 4G, 5G light network as a temporary relay station, which would help in search and rescue. Someone's abandoned here. Search. All of this is search and rescue EMS, and it intertwines, connecting with. I can't bring this over anymore. I don't know, but you get the general idea of the picture. What do you think about this? What do you have to say about it? And do you think it would work? The company, I have to bring the picture down so I can actually read the story, but you see the gist of it. They're saying Elon Musk, believe it or not, Elon Musk, you remember Haiti had a really, really bad earthquake last year. They have one every year, but they had a really, really bad one last year and thousands were killed. Elon Musk offered to put a balloon in the air and transmit cell phone signals so the island of Haiti could do this same exact thing. And they didn't, well, the country of Haiti declined him.
Yeah.
And I think it's messed up, but getting to the story, what do you think about that idea?
I think great idea, absolutely fantastic. But I think that there's been something similar done before, or maybe it's the same company, I'm not sure, but something had been done in Israel where they had been doing something like that, where they had been using drones to actually transmit network. So it has been done. I mean, there's a lot of.
Okay, well, I don't know.
I saw something like that, and we had done another story, and they went during the time when they when everyone was on lockdown, and there were areas where the people were underserved for internet service, and they had drones that they used to relay the drone signal, the internet signal to areas where people could actually get the Wi-Fi network so they can be able to do their schoolwork, or else they wouldn't have been able to. And something like this, where you have a drone that can get over mountain area, I mean, it sounds like it would overserve the area, you know.
It would, but according to this, there's in Snowdinia, a place, a company, Snowdinia Aerospace. They
mhm.
created this Dragon's Roar collaboration between Snowdinia Aerospace with Flight Avionics and Wave Mobile to integrate airborne radio technology in a light drone to create a 4G, 5G network in the sky for operations with poor signal connectivity. They call them not spots. We have
Right.
hot
Yeah, I
spots,
see
but
that.
they have not spots.
Yeah.
That they say
Well,
this
there's
would
not
work.
because there's not any service there.
Yeah, exactly. And the main objective is to come up with ideas. This is another thing where you lead into drones for good, but the objective is to come up with an idea to get cell service in a not spot. And the quickest way to do it would be with a drone.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's something which I think will at some point take off. But I know obviously Elon Musk has been doing the the satellites which should give
Yes,
coverage.
there's the Skylink, future
Yeah,
Skynet. They
yeah.
now
Well,
go ahead real quick, Herman.
well, they got a drone technology research innovation grant, didn't they, to develop this Snowden aerospace, didn't they? Didn't they got a? That's what I was
I'm
looking
sorry,
at
I
in the
missed the
article that you
question.
sent me. No, that they
Yeah.
got a grant to develop this.
Yes, yes. Now this is
Yeah,
this is one of the ideas. They actually did get a grant to develop this story even further.
because it's like six other companies that got.
Companies that have also gotten grants to further this technology.
Yeah,
You need, and it makes sense. You may need, there aren't cell phone towers out in the ocean, but if you could get a drone up high enough to cover that whole area, that
Yeah.
take off. Great pun there, Stephen. Sean is on point at all times.
Yeah, he's
He's on point at all times. But listen, it's that time to get out of here. Stephen, Herman, it's been fun, but dinner's ready.
okay.
And it is 5:28 a.m. in Indonesia.
Okay.
And I'm sure as soon as Stephen's head hits the pillow, he's out. Well, no, breakfast is coming soon, right?
Steven, it's 6:29 here in on the East Coast in the United States. So now
Yeah.
you know what time to catch Lawrence.
Stop it. Stop it right now, or we will not do this. Crashed and sunk my Mavic Pro. I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. Crowley. Says he lost his Mavic Pro, which, by the way, before we go, one last announcement. DJI announced
Curtis.
they are no longer producing the Mavic Pro. They do still support it, but they are not. They're taking it out of the production line. And I'd like to let you know I have a used Mavic Pro that still works fine, and I'm going to keep using that heifer until she doesn't fly anymore.
It's a great little drone, really is.
Yes, yes. Anything you want to say, Stephen, or any promotions you want to do real quick?
No, I'm just going to say thank you, guys. It was a pleasure, as always. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Sean, you're a funny guy. Don't give up your day job. Stand-up comedy.
Yes. Anything, Herman?
Well, we'll be back again on Wednesday to cover that. Well, we won't be covering it live, but we'll be talking about the DJI launch. And we'll be giving you
as well.
the specs and how much it costs and whether or not any of us got one. And we want to know who out there in the chat got one. And maybe we might have something else we might talk about giving away. Let's see.
Yes. We like giveaways and giveaways like us. Anyway, be safe, fly safe. Well, be safe, fly safer. There it is. You guys have a great evening, everyone. Thank you for the support. We'll see you Wednesday night on Herman's live stream. Sunday nights with those guys is sponsored by
those guys.
right.
We'll play the horn. And we're out of here. Good night, guys.
Good night.
I'm
morning.
sorry, I hit the cricket button. I fat fingered it. Herman calls